Hello traders, today is Thursday, January 26th, and it's about 10:15 New York time. This is when I like to turn on the AutoPilot trading system because it bypasses any of the news events or economic reports that come out at about 10 o'clock New York time. And I already see here some settings and some orders that are beginning to pop up. Now before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you can't afford to lose. There are risks involved with trading. So in speaking with a few traders yesterday, we had an up day, and what they did is they only turned on the long trades, and I wasn't really expecting that because the system trades both to the long side and to the short side. But during strong trends, I can understand why you would only want to enable the long orders like yesterday. Now, if the market's in a strong sell or short and it's just dropping, only turn on the short trade. So this is a recommendation from other traders that are using the AutoPilot, where they pick and choose if they want to only look for long opportunities or only look for short opportunities. I think it's a good idea, but I guess it's up to you. I am going to keep both of the long and short orders on for today. I want to see what happens both to the long side as well as to the short side. So I'm going to go maybe about an hour or two. I'm not going to stay here all day with the recording, and let's see what happens within the first few hours of the day. I'm hopefully looking for a couple $100, and if the market starts just stopping me out on this AutoPilot trading system, then obviously it's always best to shut it down, and tomorrow's another day. So we're going to see what happens here using the AutoPilot trading system. Now, I recorded this live, but I am going to speed up this video in editing because I don't want to waste too much of everyone's time to see the outcome of what happens. The one thing that I'm really curious to show you is, if you haven't seen it already, how the trailing stop works. So once the market starts going in our favor, I think I have it set to about 10 or 11 ticks. Once it goes about 2 points in our favor, the trailing stop first actually break even, and then the trailing stop. So that's actually what we're looking at right now. As soon as the market goes about 10 ticks, I think it's 10 ticks in our favor, it goes to break even first, and then it begins to trail from that point on. So in the settings, for those of you who have the AutoPilot, remember the break even setting should be a tick less than the trailing stop, because we want the break even to occur first, and then if it continues from that point forward higher, the trailing stop will begin to follow it up. So that's how that works. And right now, if it doesn't make the full, I think it's 28 ticks, the target of 28 ticks, which is 40, 60, 75, and now it comes back down to 40, 56 quarter, it will close out the position. It'll be a successful trade regardless, but it will it's trailing a stop. That's how that works. All right, now at this time, the trailing stop is what took out the trade, and you can see that up until this point, maybe $400 or $500, let's say, that the system has made. Again, it's not always going to be like this, but at this point, if you have made some money already, we're only a few hours into the day session, it's time to shut it down, right? So the more you trade, obviously, the more risk you're always involving yourself in. And now the system created another opportunity to go long and to go short. So let's take a look at this follow-up trade. Okay, now at this point, what I'm looking for is the market to go now first to break even, which it did. So that's where we entered, that's where the stop is. And now as the market continues lower, the trailing stop is going to follow it to the short side. Or if it turns around and reverses, then I'll get out of the trade at 40.54 or now 40.53 and so on, and that way I'm not going to lose any money at this point. Now the market is continuing lower, the trailing stop is trailing it, and then finally it turns around and never hits the ultimate target, but the trailing stop takes us out, so it's still a successful trade. And then once again the autopilot tries again. I can see there from the currently maybe $500 or $600 up for the day just on these few trades. I'm always on the camp to stop trading once we have some money in our pocket. We'll see what this next one brings, if it in fact gets us long here. Okay, so now the entry long occurred. At this point I have the target and the stop, and this is just going to happen over and over again. Alright, so now the market just has to go a little bit higher, maybe an extra tick or two for the break even, which just happened. And now every increment higher, it's going to trail a stop. So right now we're just a tick above where we entered. If you click close, there's a close button there on the chart trader. If you clicked close, it would close out the position where you are. So you are still in control, or you could move the limit order down to where the market is trading, or you can move the stop, but I recommend the limit order in order to force the fill. So you have a couple options here: click close or move the order to where the market's trading, so it forces the fill. So you are in control, even though it's an automatic trading system. I still think that you need to watch it, understand it, and right now I'm just letting it do its thing. If it happens to come down, I'm giving back a lot obviously, but I am going to, looks like it's going to happen here, it's going to stop me out. So made a point, let's say, of if it happens to come down for that trailing stop, you just make a point. So at any point in time, if this is what you want to have, $100, $125, close the position and then look for the next trade. And I think that at this point, you know, we're maybe half hour from 10 to 10:30 now, half hour of trading. It looked like about 4 trades so far. At this point, I think depending on where you're at, you should shut down the system and enjoy the rest of your day. Now, in some days, it's not going to be this way. So I have to say that in today, we can see that it's just winner after winner, but you have to prepare yourself that in case the market gives you, let's say, one loss and a second loss, definitely stop trading, wait until the afternoon or wait a couple hours and then get back into it. You don't have to just keep on going and going. I think that's the wrong way to approach this. So the trailing stop hit. It looks like based on the number of signals, about maybe $600, let's say, and now it's going to try again. And so we're in it again. So at this point, I think that everyone understands a little bit more on how the autopilot works. I'm going to shut it down, and I will see everyone at the live training. We have live training for the autopilot on Fridays. I'll see everyone on Friday. If you have any questions, visit Daytradetowin.com. You can get the autopilot trading system at Daytradetowin.com, and I'll see everyone at the next video. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit Daytradetowin.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the Day Trade to Win YouTube channel. We focus on price action and we work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.